So in this video we're going to do the more challenging types of rationalising the denominator with surds. Now the approach is the same. I've got an irrational number on the bottom which I want to make into a rational number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by 1 plus 2 root 3 divided by 1 plus 2 root 3. So two things to note. This number is actually the number 1 because it's a number divided by itself, which is 1. So when I multiply this number by 1, the format will change, but the number will stay in essence the same. The next thing to notice is, can you see I've got exactly the same number top and bottom, but I've changed the sign from a minus to a plus. If this was a plus, I would change that to a minus. Right, now let's multiply these fractions together. Now, to make a bit more sense, I'm going to enclose these with brackets, because this is what we do. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 root 3 is 2 root 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 root 3 is 2 root 3. Negative 2 root 3 times 1 is negative 2 root 3. And negative 2 root 3 times positive 2 root 3, well, let's break this down. Negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 2 is 4. Root 3 times root 3 is root 3 squared, which is 3. So that will become 4 times 3. So let's change that 4 times 3. I'll make it into a 12. So our final answer is going to be 1 plus 2 root 3. Now, this is why we changed the signs here, because we got positive 2 root 3 and negative 2 root 3, and they cancel. And on the bottom, I got 1 subtract 12, which is negative 11. Now I could leave my answer like this, but it's kind of bad form to leave a negative on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide all of this through by negative 1. So if I divide negative 11 by negative 1, I get positive 11. If I divide 1 by negative 1, I get negative 1. And if I divide 2 root 3 by negative 1, I get negative 2 root 3. Right, you might want to try these two on your own first, in which case pause the video, or watch me do this one and then you can do this one. Right, so this one, negative 5 over 1 plus square root of 5. So I'm going to multiply it by 1, subtract the square root of 5, over 1, subtract the square root of 5. And I'm just going to put these in brackets. Right, square root of 5 times 1 is the square root of 5. And the square root of 5 times the negative square root of 5, well, a positive times a negative is a negative. And the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is the square root of 5 squared, which is 5. Over 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times negative square root of 5. Positive square root of 5 times 1. And then square root of 5 times the negative square root of 5. So breaking it down, positive times a negative is a negative. Square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is 5. So our answer becomes square root of 5 take away 5 over, these cancel, and I've got 1 take away 5, which is negative 4. And I can rearrange this a little bit. If I divide by a negative 1, I would get negative square root of 5 plus 5 over 4. Okay, the next one. 4 plus root 2 over 3 subtract 2 root 2. So I'm going to multiply it by 3 plus 2 root 2 over 3 plus 2 root 2. I've changed the sign from a negative to a positive. Then I'm going to put some brackets in just to help me. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 root 2 is going to be 8 root 2. Root 2 times 3 is going to be 3 root 2. And root 2 times 2 root 2, so they're both positive. So I'm going to get 2 times square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Over 3 times 3, which is 9. 3 times 2 root 2 is positive 6 root 2. Negative 2 root 2 times 3 is negative 6 root 2. Right, and negative 2 root 2 times positive 2 root 2, break it down. Negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 2 is 4. And root 2 times root 2 is 2. So 4 times 2 could be replaced with an 8. So looking at our top line, got 12 plus 4 is 16. 8 root 2 plus 3 root 2 is 11 root 2. And on the bottom, the 6 root 2 and the 6 root 2 cancel. And the 9 subtract 8 is 1. So it's over 1. I'm just going to leave that like that.